Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this poncho here, and it's made with the Red Heart Irresistible, the jumbo yarn. So it's really heavy, thick, and warm. It's a really warm poncho. Really, it's heavy and it's nice. It'd be really good for cold nights. It's made with finger crochet, so you don't need a hook or anything, and it's really easy. There's not even much to it. It don't take no time at all. And this poncho it's one size fits the most, more towards probably the plus size. Let's go ahead and get started on it. Okay, for this project I am using a Red Heart Irresistible, and I want to give a big thank you to my friends at Red Heart for supplying today's yarn for me. It's a big yarn. It is a jumbo number 7. It's super soft. It's acrylic with just a little bit of wool. It makes it really soft. There's 29 yards per skein, but it's so thick that it works up really quick, and you know, it makes thick rows. So for my poncho I used 8 skeins, and that's including the fringe. Now if you do not want to put the fringe on it, 7 would be enough. And the color that I use is taupe. Now I recommend you to check out redheart.com on their website and look at all their great yarns. Also, they have a lot of other beautiful colors in this too. I'll leave links to where you can get this yarn and to their website, on their website, to where you can get this yarn, so you can check them out. Also, check out all their free patterns. They have a bunch of them on there too. Now I'm not going to be using a hook. I am going to finger crochet this whole poncho, which actually works up pretty quick. I think it only took me a couple hours to make this poncho, believe it or not. Now a lot of people use, the recommended hook size is a Q 15 millimeter. I tried that. I thought it was too tight. So I'm going to use my fingers. A lot of people use that 25 millimeter crochet hook. I don't have one of them. There wasn't one available at my Walmart, and I just want to teach everybody how to finger crochet anyway, so it's actually pretty easy to do. So for this poncho, what we're going to do, remember, no hook. These are our hooks today. We're going to start with a slip knot. Leave a little bit longer tail so you can sew it in later. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 26. All we're going to do is stick our fingers in and pull through, and that's 1 chain, 2 chains, 3 chains, 4 chains. We're going to do this till we get to 26. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Okay, I've made my chain of 26. Now, without twisting it, what we're going to do is just follow it down, and then we're going to do a slip stitch into the very first chain that we made. So, come on down here to the first chain and go ahead and put your finger through it. And just grab your yarn and pull it through both those loops. And that's a slip stitch, just like that. So this is a 2-point poncho, which means there's going to be a point on both ends. So I'm going to start by making the first point. And what I'm going to do is chain 1. So I'm just going to grab this and chain 1 like that. Now I'm going to go back into the same spot that we slip stitched into, and I'm going to make my first point. So I'm going to go in and do a single crochet. So just go into the stitch and grab your yarn and pull it through. And I kind of just pull it up about like that. Put both my fingers through both loops. Grab this and pull it through. And that's a single crochet. Now I'm going to do a chain of 2. So 1, 2. And I'm going to go back into that same spot again and do 1 more single crochet. And that is what our points are going to be. 1 single crochet, a chain 2, and 1 more single crochet. So back in the same stitch I go. And I'm going to grab this yarn and pull it through. Pull it up a little bit so it's not tight. I put both my fingers through both them loops. So grab this yarn and pull it through. And that's a single crochet. And now I'm going to work 1 single crochet in the next 12 stitches. So I'm going to go into the next stitch right here, it's actually a chain space, but right here, go in, grab your yarn and pull it through, and pull it up. I put both my fingers through so I can keep it nice and big so it doesn't get extremely tight. Grab it and pull it through. And that's a single crochet. So that's 1, and I want to do 12 in a row. So I'm going to go right here to the next one, go in, grab that yarn and pull it up nice and loose, so where both your fingers kind of fit in there with a little bit of leeway, like that. Grab this yarn and pull it through both loops, and that's your second single crochet. Again, go right through, grab your yarn, drop a loop, put your hands in there, or both fingers in there, a little bit of room, grab this and pull it through. So that's 3 single crochets, and we want to do this until we get 12 single crochets in a row. So again, go right through the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, put both your fingers in there, and then pull it through both. So that's 4. So what we're doing is finger crocheting, and we're doing single crochets. So it's really pretty easy once you get going. It doesn't really take no time. Like I said, I think it only took me a couple hours. So I'm going to continue until I get my 12 single crochets made. Okay, I got my 12 single crochets made, and that does not count this point. We did the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then 12 single crochets after that. Now we're going to do a point in the next stitch. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go into it and single crochet. So grab your yarn, pull it up, draw it through like that, and now we're going to chain 2. So 1 and 2. I'm going to go back into the same stitch and put another single crochet. Just like that. And that formed our other point. Now I'm going to continue putting 1 single crochet in the remaining stitches. And there should be 12 left to get until you get to your starting point. So just go into the next stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, put your both fingers through, grab this yarn and pull it through. So that's 1 single crochet. Trust me, once you get the hang of this, you'll be ripping through this. It's not hard at all, and surprisingly it's not that bad on your fingers. So I'm going to continue until I get my 12 done on this side, which should bring me to the end. Okay, I'm coming to the end and I got my 12 on this side. What I want to do now is end with a slip stitch in my first single crochet over here. Not the chain 1 or anything that we made, so it's kind of a big jump over here to the first single crochet. It's the first single crochet of our single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So you just go ahead and slip stitch right into the top of it. So go right into it, grab your yarn, pull it through, and then pull it through this, and that will end row 1, just like that. So now it's kind of just a repeat of that. It's really easy. So what we do now to start our rounds from now on is once you end it like that, we slip stitch 1 time right over here to this big chain 2 space. So go right in, grab this yarn, pull it up, and then pull it through that one that's on your finger. And then we start by chaining 1. Now we're going to go right back in to this chain 2 space, and we're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. So go right into it, grab your yarn, pull it up. There's 1 single crochet, then you do a chain of 2, go back in and do another single crochet through that same chain space, just like that. So you got your point made again. Now we're going to continue around working 1 single crochet in every stitch. So you want to make sure you get this first one, because sometimes he hides underneath the single crochet. But go right on in there, grab your yarn, pull it through both loops on your hook, grab this yarn, pull it through. So that's 1 single crochet, and you just want to work this all the way down until you get to your next point. I think once you get to going, you're really going to find it that it's remarkably easy. It's actually pretty fun, and it just works up so quick using this yarn and using your hands. It's awesome. I like it. This yarn's so pretty and it's so soft. But I'm going to keep working my single crochets until I get to my next point. Okay, I've made it to my point. Now remember, on the last round we had 12 single crochets in between the points. Now this next round you're going to do the point, and then you're going to do 14 single crochets, and then you do your point again. So every round on each side is going to increase 2 stitches. And that's not counting the points. So I'm at my chain 2 space here. So I'm going to jump in it and do 1 single, chain 2, like that, turn this around, and then another single crochet, like that. And then I'm going to repeat this. And you should have 14 stitches until you get to your last stitch. So I'm going to repeat this, put 1 single crochet into the next stitch, and 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get to the beginning. And now I'm running out of yarn, so I'm just going to show you real quick how you tie on a new skein. You put a knot in it. That's what you do. You take it and you put 2 ends together, and you just put a little knot in it. I know knots are no in crochet, but actually I use knots all the time because I don't follow the crochet rules. I don't. So you just pull that tight, and then pull this tight, really tight. You want to kind of get these as small as you can. Now those are kind of just mixed into the poncho, and you can trim them up a bit if you want. But that's how you start a new color. And then you just continue like this until you get to the end. Like that, until you get to your starting point. Okay, once you make it back to your starting point, you just want to remember there's going to be kind of a jump here. Once you got your 14 stitches done on this side, until you get, then you want to jump over here to this first single crochet of this point and slip stitch. And then you just start again by slip stitching over, chaining 1, and then working single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the point, and then 1 single crochet in every stitch. And you should have, this time you'll have 1 single crochet in every stitch. It'll be 16 now between the points on each side. So every row it decreases 2 more stitches on each side. Okay, after you get 3 rows done, or 3 rounds done, I'm gonna do something just a little bit different. I'm just gonna start working in the back loops, or back loops only, single crocheting in them. That way it puts this ridge on it, just for a little bit of decoration. So I come to the end of my 3rd row, and I slip stitched into my first single crochet. So now I'm just gonna slip stitch over here to my chain 2 space, just like we've been doing, and then I'm going to do my corner just like normal. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to work a single crochet, a chain of 2, and then go back in and put 1 more single crochet. Now this is where I'm going to start doing it different. You see the stitches, how they have 2 loops. There's the front loop and the back loop. I'm only going to go into the back loop. And remember, don't forget this guy here, not the front loop. So I'm just going to put my fingers in the back loop only and grab the yarn and pull it up and then do my single crochet. And that's how I'm going to do it now. The next stitch, I'm just going to go through this spot right here, pull it up, do my single crochet. Next stitch, go through just this back loop only, pull it up, single crochet. And now you can see that it's kind of starting to put a little ridge on it, and that's just kind of for decoration. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to. That's, you can just do it all in single crochet. But I'm going to do this all the way around, and then when I get to my chain 2 space, okay, I've made it to my corner here, my other point. Here's the chain 2 space, and you just go right through the chain 2 space. No front loops or back loops. You just go right through the space and do your single crochet, and then your chain 2, just like usual, and your other single crochet. So when you do the points, there's no special back loops that you have to go through or anything, just like that. And now I'm going to continue working in this back loop only, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get back to my starting point. Just like that. And as you can see, when you pull it back, it's putting a little ridge here, and that's just kind of for decoration. And if you don't like the look of that, you don't have to do that. Okay, when you make it back around, what we want to do is we're going to end in a slip stitch in our first single crochet, just like normal, but we're going to slip stitch into the back loop only. So just go right into that back loop and slip stitch, just like that. And that ends that round. Now I'm just going to continue that. I'm going to start my row again by jumping over here to my chain 2 space and slip stitching, and then chain 1. I'm going to go back in and do my single crochet, chain of 2, and then another single crochet, just like I have been doing. And now I'm just going to continue around. Let me turn my work here for you. Working what I've been doing here, 1 single crochet in the back loop only. So if you like that ridge look, if you don't, you can just do regular single crochets. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to continue in the same way we've been doing it. Just like that. Okay, let me show you what I got going on now. I've done a total of 10 rounds. You know, you can always make yours longer if you want, but I have done the 3 in the beginning that were just regular single crochet, and then I did 7 more that were worked in the back loops only. Now I'm going to do 1 more round, and I'm just going to do it regular, not working in the back loops. So this thing's big, it's hard to get a good angle at it here. Got all my other yarn in the picture back there. Okay, sorry. So I just ended in my slip stitch there to end that last round, the back loop only. So now I'm going to start by slip stitching into my chain 2 space, just like we usually do. Chain 1, go back in and do a single crochet into that chain space, a chain of 2, and then go back into that same spot and do your other single crochet. There we go, just like that. So now the only difference is I'm just doing what we did on rounds 1, 2, and 3. Instead of going through the back loop, I'm going through both loops now. So it's just like we did before. And this will be my finishing row. So however long you do yours, make this your finishing row. Just one row of single crochet. So I'm just going to continue putting that one row of single crochet in every stitch, working in both loops now until we get to the other corner. And when we get to the other corner, or the point, the chain space, we'll do our one single crochet, chain 2, one single crochet, and then we'll continue working across this other side over here, working one single crochet in every stitch, both loops only, until we get back to the beginning, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. Okay, once you get done with that last row, I went ahead and slip stitched into my first single crochet, and I'm going to tie up and leave a little bit longer of a tail. Now what you want to do is I'm just going to weave this long tail in, you know, the best that I can through my stitches. So just kind of like this, just weave it over and under, and that's kind of how I'm going to hide it. That's why I said to cut off a little bit longer of a tail, so we got a lot more weaving to do. Now I'm going to push it to the back side, and I'm going to start weaving it in on the back there, so it's not so noticeable. So just kind of over and under all these stitches. Just want to do that till your long tail's gone, or till you feel like it's weaved in there good enough that it's not going to come undone. And it probably won't, because it's pretty thick yarn. Okay, so I'm going to finish hiding this tail, and then I'll clip off my excess yarn, and then I think I'm going to add a little fringe to mine. You don't have to, but I'm going to, and I'll show you how in case you want to. Okay, I'm going to show you how to put the fringe on, and it's really easy to do. I cut my pieces probably about 16 inches long. You can do yours longer or shorter. And now you just grab a stitch, and from the top, I got the right side of my work facing me. And from the top, stick your finger in the stitch, pull the yarn through so you got both pieces like this. Line them up here so they're equal. And then grab them and pull them through nice and tight like that. And then again, you just go to your next stitch. If I can find it, go right into it. Pull your yarn from the top through. And then make these two pieces equal, grab them and pull them through like that. Now at the chain 2 spaces, I just put 2. I go through the chain 2 space and I put 2 fringy things through there. So I grab it, pull it through once, slide it over just a bit, and then do another one. Go right through it, make these even, and pull it through. So that's how I do the corners, or the chain 2 spaces. And then I'll continue up, go through again, make your pieces equal, grab them and pull them through. And I'm going to do that all the way around, and then at the end you can trim them up to the length that you want them to be. And I actually put 3 at the top. Now you do not have to do that. I'm going to move the camera here so it's going to be kind of shaky. But I put 3 longer ones actually. I cut these about 2 feet, and then so now there's maybe even a little bit longer than 2 feet, I don't know. But I put 1 in the center and then 1 on each side. Just for decoration. Now you don't have to do that, but you can. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting all my fringe on and trim it all up. Okay, once you get it done, that's it. That's all there is to it. I put a little brooch on there, right there, just for decoration, but other than that, you don't have to do that. Other than that, that's it. It's super easy. Don't forget to check out my other tutorials. I have like hundreds of them. Also, don't forget to check out redheart.com so you can see all their free patterns, and don't forget I'll put a link to where you can get this yarn below in the description box, and check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I'll put links to all that stuff below too. And until next time, have a good day.